Yeah, just a really well-pitched game by, I'd say, both teams. I thought Isaiah, he'd probably tell you he didn't have his best stuff, but he competed and got out of a jam or two and probably threw better the third and fourth, fifth inning than he did early in the game. But, you got to give credit to Wilcox and Webb. He kind of shut us down pretty good. So had a couple shots, but he couldn't really come up with that big hit.
Questions for the players?
This first one's for Isaiah. I mean, I know you're a competitor, but the smart thing was to have you on a pitch count. How tough was that to come out, when you normally pitch a couple innings more?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a competitor, and having a pitch count, I mean, it sucks, but it's baseball. Hopefully we still have a long journey ahead of us to get to Omaha. So, I mean, that's a couple more weeks. So, I mean, it's good for my arm, but at the same time, I wanted to be out there and just keep competing for the team and help us win and everything.
And for Dom, I guess just how tough was Wilcox and, Georgia's pitchers? Because obviously you guys have a pretty, potent lineup.
Yeah, they did a good job mixing kind of the whole game. He has really good stuff. And then, we had a couple opportunities, didn't really get the two-out hit we needed. And then they mixed really well at the end, with their lefties.
What would you see on Christian when he tried to make that play?
I thought
Dominic, speaking to the mic, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I thought he got a decent jump on it. Just didn't lay out at the end. Not sure if he didn't think he could get there or what happened there.
I guess for Dom, because Isaiah, you're obviously not going to play tomorrow. Just you got a rematch with Ole Miss. Just how do you feel about that? You just played them obviously and beat them. What's your take on playing them again? And now you got to win 3 games in 3 days to win the tournament.
I think we're just more focused on us. If we come out there and play our game and our offense does what it can do, it doesn't really matter who we're playing.
Isaiah, just how did you feel out there and attacking their hitters? It seemed like you were coming right after them.
Yeah, I mean, the first, fourth, and fifth inning, I felt really good. Had all my pitches working, was commanding my fastball really well. And there's just that second and third inning, just got behind hitters, walked a couple guys. I mean, all in all, I didn't have my best stuff at all, but just competed, got out some jams, and just gave this team a chance to win today.
Anything else for the players? We got one here front. Go ahead.
Dom, there was some times against A&M where y'all struggled with runners in scoring position again today. Is there something that's y'all are doing, or is it just kind of one of those things where you're going through a slump?
I don't think we had any opportunities today with the runner on third and 1 out. I think they were all with 2 outs, so you're looking for that big hit, and that's not really a execution job. That's just getting a hit. So I think it's a little different today.
What impressed you about Wilcox? He's obviously got good stuff, but he was kind of throwing wild pitches. But he went 6 1/3, pretty impressive for a young guy. What made him tough?
He throws a 98-mile-an-hour fastball that makes him pretty tough. I think he mixed pretty good. Had his slider going a little bit, and then second, third time around, he started throwing a little more change-ups.
Going back behind you.
Hey, Dom, you get Ole Miss again tomorrow. I don't know who you're going to face, but just trying to bounce back with a win against Ole Miss.
What was the question?
You get Ole Miss tomorrow in another game, just facing them again.
Yeah, obviously they're a good team, really good offense, and we're going to have to put up some good runs in order to beat them.
Anything else for the players? Thank you, gentlemen. You guys can step down. Thank you. We resume with questions for the head coach now.
Dave, you've seen a lot of pretty good young arms throughout your career. What did you kind of think about Wilcox out there, especially with that fastball and slider?
Yeah, he had a really good mix. And, the first couple innings he threw a lot of strikes. He got, he'd get a couple outs and then maybe he'd walk somebody. He really didn't walk anybody that hurt him, obviously, because we didn't score off of him except one run. the board up there is wrong. I mean, he's throwing like 4 miles an hour harder than that board's saying every fastball. Hard slider, you know, the guy's throwing 95, 97 miles an hour, maybe more. And he located a little bit, you know, he'd bust you away or, you know, go away, then bust you in. He did that a couple of times. But we had him on the ropes. You know, we just needed a hit here or there. And, you know, we just didn't get it. But very, very good arm, big-bodied kid. I mean, I could see why he's such a, you know, a pro prospect.
Dave, what about Isaiah? You know, just see what did you see from him, and I guess what was the last tune-up before regionals?
Yeah, I think I thought he competed really well. Like I said earlier, I didn't feel like that he had the command that he's had. He did have it a couple innings, but not as maybe as consistent. But had a couple really good innings for us, and he did work out of a tough jam, which is really good to see. And you know, he can probably get an extra day or two rest. Getting ready for next weekend.
Dave, what are your thoughts on playing Ole Miss, I guess, for the 5th time this season? And do you start Connor, I assume, or what's your pitching plan?
Yeah, we'll start Connor. Connor's our guy. He's ready to go. So he's definitely going to get the ball to start the game.
And as far as playing Ole Miss, you know, fifth time, I guess it'll be. And
yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, when you get in the bracket with them, you're probably going to play them a game or two. If you stay here, it's, you know, to us, it's just another SEC game. So it doesn't really matter who we play. Everybody's good. Doesn't matter at all.
And you obviously made a good call, pitch hitting Plunkett. You had runners on first, third time runs on. Just how'd you feel about how that played out? And, you know, it looked like you obviously were right there with a chance.
Yeah, I thought, you know, Plunkett, I think, got a base hit with 2 strikes. Did a nice job staying through that ball, hitting it up the middle. We had runners at first and third and 2 outs, and I think we had a 3-0 count, and then it went to 3-1. We thought they balked because he never stopped, and we felt like we had a run in right there. We could have advanced him, but they didn't call it, and he ended up striking out 2 pitches later. But it was good to see us battle there in the 9th. We were just one big hit away.
Coach, first time, obviously, you guys have played Georgia this year, and you talked about their pitching, but otherwise, what did you think about the team that you saw out there today?
Just what I thought, you know, very physical team, big guy, bunch of big players, you know, tough outs. You know, they had a good mix of right and left-handed hitters, and you know, they swung the bat good. They hit a lot of balls hard early. They just happened to hit them at us, and kind of survived it a little bit until we settled in. But really, everything I thought. Good defensive team, veterans, and you know, guys that could leave the yard if you make a mistake.
Coach, what did you see on the play there that brought in 2 runs when Franklin was trying to make the play?
Well, so I got hit ball off the end of the bat, and you know, we already had him up a little bit because there were 2 strikes on a opposite side hitter, left-handed hitter. Let's bring the left fielder up a little bit for the flare, just in case you get that play off the end of the bat or maybe jam him. Just, you know, it's hard to tell. I don't know what type of jump he got on the ball. I haven't been able to watch it. And, you know, he's made some incredible catches for us this year, leaving his feet. You know, I don't feel like he felt like he could get to it, so he didn't want to dive and have the ball get by him. It would end up being the same result. You know, looking back on it, they would have had a runner at second and 2 in. If he missed it, maybe a runner at third, not much of a difference. So probably in that case, time of the game, you know, I would have liked to have seen him maybe leave his feet, just see what happens.
Dave, now you got to win 5 games in 5 days if you're going to win this thing. I know you got a regional anyway, so maybe it's not that big a deal, but just how do you feel about that challenge?
Well, is that how many? I'm worried about tomorrow. I'm just worried about tomorrow. We'll go from there. So I got to get through tomorrow first. So I don't even know who or when or how many we got to play after tomorrow.
And then it looked like a pretty good pitch by Kostichak on the outside part.
Yeah, it was away. It needed to be down. If he gets it down, he gets a strikeout. And he'd tell you that. It was location was good, just not that it needed to be lower. I mean, he pitched pretty good though. Almost got out of that jam. I mean, he made a really good pitch. Just gets it. It's probably mid thigh. Gets it down around the knee. It's probably strike 3.
I guess was that a fastball or what was that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what.
Anything else? Got one more.
Is there anything in particular you'd like to see from your offense in like the runners in scoring position situations to get those clutch hits?
Well, I'd like to see base hits. I mean, I don't know what else I can tell you. Obviously, we need to do a better job, but, we just need to see, you see some guys hit the ball hard with runners in scoring position.